Welcome back to Sorare Assist, assisting you in your Sorare journey. So with the first edition of the Sorare Season Scouting, I thought it was only right to do some budget player videos every day in anticipation of the upcoming player auctions. So stick around to get your shortlist together. Before that, I'd like to welcome all Sorare managers watching this video today. If you're a new visitor to the channel, then welcome. If you're a returning visitor and didn't subscribe on your last visit, then do that by bumping that big red button and click that notification bell to be alerted about new content. If you like this video, then please do just that and ping that like button. And please try and watch the video all the way through to the end to make the YouTube gods happy. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and for more free Sorare content, please check out SorareAssist.com. Also become a patron of Sorare Assist for budget player scouting, and grab yourself a free 100-page Ultimate Guide Sorare ebook. Links to all this good stuff are in the description. If you've not signed up to Sorare yet, then sign up using the link below to get a 13 common cards and a free limited card. Using these links also helps support the channel and future content. None of this content is financial advice. Right, now that's out of the way, let's get stuck into today's content. With Sorare announcing the season scouting, I'll be producing some budget scouting videos every day for the targeted players in that specific auction each day. As we know, this is the schedule set out by Sorare, so on Monday we're going to have the auctions for the America Leagues, Tuesday La Liga, Wednesday Challenger Europe Part 1, Thursday we've got the Challenger Europe Part 2, Friday Bundesliga, Saturday Asia and Sunday the Champion Europe. So every day I'll be posting a video right here on Sorare Assist. Not only that, but I'm also creating a scout pack for the upcoming Underdog Special Game Weeks, which are going to be run between Game Week 250 and 254. As we know, each special weekly will have a maximum threshold in terms of the player's last 5 scores to be eligible. Within these scout packs, I'll be targeting players with the required last 5 average who are capable of better scores and also have a perceived easier fixture in that specific special weekly game week. This will give us the best chance to try and take advantage of the rewards on offer in these special weeklies. The scout packs will be available the game week before the special weekly to make sure that players are still eligible, as in the last 5 average isn't too high. These scouting packs are available to patrons only, and you can gain access to these by joining the Sorare Assist Patreon. You will also unlock all 8 issues of the weekly scout reports, which is the regular content over on our Patreon. Not only that, but you'll also get early access to the budget scouting videos coming up over the next week or so. So check that out using the link in the description. Right, back to the budget scouting videos then. This is the first one, and I'm going to be covering the budget players from the Americas, which is obviously the auctions that are going to be ending on Monday. These selections are in no particular order, but I will be starting with goalkeepers, moving on to defenders, then midfielders, finishing off with the forwards. So first up, I've gone for Brad Kazan of Atlanta United. Obviously a goalkeeper for them. He is 37 now, but still a fantastic player. Last season in the MLS, he started 30 games. He saved 3.4 shots per game with 77% save ratio, and he kept a fantastic 10 clean sheets. Price wise, his limited is going for around 147 and his rare is going for around 886, but this is probably the cheapest quality goalkeeper that you're going to find in the MLS currently. And looking at his scores, he's got some fantastic scores for a goalkeeper. He's got plenty of 70 scores and also plenty of 60 scores as well. Very consistent performer, this guy. I don't expect this season to be any different. Moving on to defenders then, the first player I've gone for is Fagner of Corinthians. 32-year-old, last season for Corinthians in the Brasileiro Serie A, started 35 games, he had 1 assist and he averaged 48 accurate passes per game. Not only that, he also produced 1.3 key passes. He kept 10 clean sheets as well for Corinthians, and his interceptions and tackles per game look good. Interceptions is 1.6 and tackles 2.1 per game. He's also winning 56% of his duels. Price wise is 22 on the limited and 229 on the rare. His scores are looking very impressive. We've got 490 scores here. We've also got 280 scores, plenty of 70 scores and 60 scores as well, and very few scores below 50. Next defender I've gone for is Lalas Ababukar of Colorado Rapids, 27-year-old Ghanaian. Last season for Colorado, he started 24 games, scored 2 goals. He also had 39 accurate passes per game, 1.5 interceptions and 1.2 tackles per game. He also had 3.8 clearances per game, which looks impressive, and is also winning a fantastic 62% of his duels. Price wise, you're looking at £24 for his limited and £235 for his rare. His scores are looking impressive. We've got a couple of 90 scores, a couple of 80 scores here as well, and some 70 scores and plenty of 60 scores. So it looks like a very consistent player, this guy, one definitely to consider. Next offender I've gone for is Graham Susie of Sporting Kansas City. 35-year-old but shows no signs of slowing down. Last season for Sporting Kansas he started 26 games. He had 1 goal, 5 assists and averaged 1.3 key passes per game. He also had 46 accurate passes per game as well, which looks very impressive. And his interceptions look good at 1.6 and so do his tackles at 1.8 per game. He's also winning 54% of his duels. In terms of his price, you're looking at £31 for a limited and £206 for his rare. His scores again looking impressive. He's got a 100 score here. He's also got a number of 80 scores and 70 scores. And he's also got plenty of 60 and 50 plus scores as well. Moving on to midfielders then, the first one I've gone for is Diego Valdez of Club America. Just signed from this season from Santos Laguna, and he is expected to be a consistent starter for Club America. Last season for Santos Laguna he started 16 games, he had 6 goals and also 5 assists, and he also averaged 1.9 shots per game. He also averaged 2.2 key passes per game, which looks absolutely fantastic. Club America are a slightly better side than Santos Laguna, so I would expect Diego Valdez to improve this season. His limited is going for around £23 and his rare is going for £223. If we look at his scores, he's got a score of 100 and a 94 score here. More recently, he's got 4 80 scores and also plenty of 70s and 60 scores thrown in there as well for good measure. Next midfielder I like is Diego Chara of Portland Timbers. 35, but he's expected to be a consistent starter again this season for Portland Timbers. More of a defensive player, but still one to consider. Started 31 games last season, scored 2 goals and also had 1 assist. He's also shown 46 accurate passes per game. His interceptions look good at 1.4 per game and his tackles look brilliant at 2.5 tackles per game. And he's also winning 53% of his duels. In terms of his price, his limited is going for around 13 and his rare 174. If we look at his scores, you're going to get very consistent scores here from Chera. Plenty of 60 scores as well thrown in there and 70s. He's also got a score of 96, 94, 90 and an 86 score as well. So he is capable of the high scores, but more often than not, he's going to get you a 50 or 60 mark score, which is what you need really to have a chance of getting high up the rankings. Next player I've gone for is Emiliano Vecchio for Rosario Central. 33-year-old attacking midfielder. Last season for Rosario Central he started 13 games, scored 5 goals and also 5 assists. He also averaged 1.3 shots per game, had a fantastic 43 accurate passes per game and 3.1 key passes per game. Very attacking and creative midfielder this guy. Price wise, his limited is going for around 95 and his rare is going for a very cheap looking £379 compared to his limited price. If we look at the scores then on Sorare, he's got a 100 score here, plenty of 80 and 90 scores as well, and also plenty of 70 scores. So this guy is really going to catapult you up to the top of the rankings with performances like this, and it's very rare that he's got a score below 50. The next player I've gone for is Pedro Santos of Columbus Crew. 30-year-old attacking midfielder. Last season for Columbus Crew started 30 games, scored 4 goals and also 6 assists. Averaged 1.7 shots per game and created 6 big chances as well last season. He's expected to be a consistent starter for Columbus this season, and price wise his limited is going for around 17 and his rare 193. Looking at his scores then, he has got a score of 100 there. He's also got a few 90 scores including 2 99 scores. Got some 80s, 70 scores and plenty of 60 scores. So this is another player who's capable of getting those really high scores that's going to get you to the top of the leaderboards. Moving on to the forwards then, the first one I've gone for is Ola Kamara of DC United. Last season for DC United, he started 22 games and he scored a fantastic 19 goals. 2.3 shots per game and a brilliant 1.2 of them were on target per game. He also chipped in with 4 assists as well. So this guy does look very impressive. In terms of his price, you're looking at £59 on his limited and £330 on his rare. If we take a look at his scores, he's got a couple of 90 scores here towards the end of last season. He's also got some 70s and 60 scores, and he does really rely on goals here to catapult his scores. But as we could see from his 22 starts last season, he did score 19 goals. Moving on to the final forward then, and that is Kenner of Atletico Mineiro in the Brazilian League. Last season for them, he started 17 games, he also scored 5 goals and 5 assists as well. He's averaging 1.7 shots per game as well. So he's not only scoring goals, he's also assisting goals for his teammates. In terms of his price, you're looking at £50 for his limited and £334 for his rare. His scores look impressive with plenty of high numbers, a couple of 80s at the end of last season, also plenty of 70 scores as well, and he has got a 100 score as well on the price graph, so it does look a very consistent scorer and is capable of those high scores. Something to bear in mind though with the Brazilian players is that the Brazilian league doesn't actually start until April, so that's something to bear in mind with the Brazilian players on this video, which is obviously Kenner and Fagner. So that is all the selections for this first budget scouting video that I'm going to be doing every day for the Sorare scouting season. And don't forget as well, there's the Underdog series coming up as part of this Sorare scouting season as well. And I'm going to be producing a scout pack to make sure that you guys are armed with all the top picks for that special weekly game week. This is obviously only available on the Patreon, but you can obviously head over there, join the Patreon, unlock the scout pack over the next week or so, and also unlock all the current content that's on the Patreon, which is 8 issues of the weekly scout reports. And don't forget, on the Patreon as well, you'll also get early access to these budget videos before anybody else. So make sure you check that out by using the link in the description below. So this was the first budget video, which has obviously covered the America Leagues, which is going to be the auctions ending on Monday. Next I'm going to be covering the Spanish La Liga budget options, which is the auction that ends on Tuesday. So if you do like this video, do let me know by hitting that like button, and do make sure you subscribe and ping that notification bell so you're alerted about these budget videos coming out. Like I said, join our Patreon and don't forget to pick up your free 100-page Ultimate Guide to Sorare. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and for more free Sorare content, please check out sorareassist.com. Links in the description. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, then sign up using the link below to get a free limited card. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.